All right. Hello, hello. I am going to set up my palette first. Pretty impressed with myself because I got almost everything ready. Today. All right. Oh, shoot. I did forget one thing. One moment, please. Oh my God. Of course I did. All right, I'm back. So, if you're not aware already, Crayola retired some colors this year, or they retired a long time ago. They brought them back this year. Unfortunately, the markers is all I currently have to go on, but that's okay. So these are all the colors that they brought back. Actually, I've never opened up this box. It's pretty cool. Get a piece of paper real quick. Paper. I'm not as ordered as I thought it was. Okay. Found a piece of paper. Okay, so Crayola retired some colors. This one is lemon yellow. Swatch that out. Can't even see it so bright. I can see why they would retire it. Nobody's want to see who's using this, but Dandelion. Dandelion is one of the more popular ones, one of the more well-known ones, and I loved it. So let's swatch Dandelion down here. That's a nice, rich, dark yellow. Next we have Orange Red. We'll see, but it's a nice orange red. It's like closer to red, more closer to orange on camera, but in person I say it's closer to red. Mulberry, one of my favorites from my childhood. Swatch that right on. Nice little rich magenta, purple, red color, which is what magenta means, Susan. Jeez. Magic Mint, which is also a very popular color. Swatching. That's a nice color. I like that. Blizzard Blue. They have lots of blues. They also have lots of greens, so I can imagine why they would want to retire some of those. That's a Blizzard Blue. And we have Violet Blue. That's a very nice color. Swatching Violet Blue there. And last but not least, the last color they brought back is Raw Umber, which appears in paint all the time. So I don't know if they really, but it's a nice color. It's like dull enough to, I would say like tree bark is what it makes me think of. But anyway, all these colors are my inspiration for my new shoe design. And my new shoe design has been sketched out already for your convenience because that takes forever. So they're crayons. They retired 8 colors. Today's March 8th. It's just a thing. Anyway, they retired 8 colors. I don't love the number 8, if you know me personally, but it doesn't matter because it's already done. So I've done Crayola shoes in the past. I don't have them with me because I haven't done them on Vans yet. So this is my first time doing it on higher quality shoes. But I have done them, and I can't wait to get started. The sketch looks pretty rough right now, but once we start painting, it's going to look a lot better. But until then, we have to start. First step is to set up our palette. So I just wanted to show you all the things before I did that. So we're going to set up our palette at least with these colors that I just swatched on there. And obviously more. I need black and white and all kinds of silly things to mix colors. So anyway, that's the start of that. Let's see what else we got. So let's start setting up our palette. I learned how to set up a palette when I was in high school. Yeah, I do it in rainbow order, but I also do it just by it's hard to explain. I do it by convenience and rainbow order. Whatever I happen to have with me. Okay, so let us get some colors out. I have them conveniently in this old Halloween bag, so let's put them out there. It's just gonna start. I also bought a whole bunch of new ones recently. I don't think I'm going to need gold right now. This is actually kind of tedious, so I don't know. I love this color. I did buy a replacement. This actually I might need, so I bought a replacement of that recently. That's nice too. I only very recently started branching off into doing Liquitex Basics. I used to just do fabric paint because I like fabric paint because it has its own sealer within it, so you don't have to do an extra step or do too many coats. But fabric paint is actually very expensive, and considering that Joann Fabrics is going out of business, yeah, I don't know. I might have to find other options, but I do prefer fabric paint, so we'll start with fabric paint. I just want to use all the stuff I have currently before I open something new, basically. So let's see what we got. So we don't really have a pink, right? Let's see something. It's a mulberry, but it's not quite a pink. I know enough about art that I need to have a variety just for mixing purposes. Also, I don't like to waste paint, and I have all these freaking birdhouses, so I was going to just slap, in between coats, I was going to slap some paint on there. I enjoy painting unfinished wood things because in the same way that a lot of people enjoy doing coloring books if you're an adult, I just find it very relaxing. I don't really have to think about it too much. I just paint and go on with my life. I don't know. So anyway, I just keep getting out bottles that I think might work for this, and I might have to get some other ones out because this is by no means my entire paint stash for sure. I have many others, and I definitely need yellow, like a lot of yellow today, and green. So maybe I'll just start with a ton of yellow and go from there. What do we think? So the yellow I need is this type of Crayola Dandelion yellow. It's in Tulip brand, it's Velveteen yellow. Don't get confused with other yellows. So I'll just start there and then I'll work my way around. I want to also put out black and white because sometimes it's good to do tints. So that one too. I'll put out this just in case I need something to highlight without white. Sometimes it's because white just depends on how much you use, I guess, but it's just very stark sometimes. Let's see. So I'm going to start with yellow. It's going to be a lot of yellow right now today because I have to do that background. I like to do the backgrounds first and then the foreground. I would like to get some more of this yellow, so let me just find either in my stash or what I bought from Joann's the other day. Let's see, but I have plenty of it. That is my favorite yellow from Tulip, for sure. They were retired, which they do retire Tulip colors, they just don't tell anybody. And it makes me so mad when I'm just like, where's that color? But Crayola, at least in the last couple of years, has had the decency to say something. But they didn't used to, trust me. So anyway, here's the yellow I want to use for the background of the Crayola crayon box. Because if we look at it, same color more or less. This one's actually a little bit brighter than usual, but usually I think it's the school bus yellow. So whatever. I don't know if they changed it. They didn't ask my permission, okay? I don't appreciate that. Just kidding. All right, so let's do, I believe this is the Hobby Lobby brand. Did they seal it? Why did they seal their paint? Makes no sense. It's just like the Liquitex Basics. It makes me mad, but whatever. They're fancy like that, I guess. Okay. Trying to get it off. Probably should not put my teeth on it because it's acrylic, and acrylic is not non-toxic, ladies and gentlemen. Acrylic is very toxic, usually. It tends to be water-based, but it's just not a good paint. Anyway, that's Maya. She'll tell you. So, and I already got painted myself. That's a ritual that I have for every single live stream, regardless if I'm painting or not. So it just happens every time. Don't ask me why. It's just how I am. So there's some paint that I'm using. Should I squeeze out this one? I do prefer Liquitex over most brands that are not tulip. So I'll squeeze that out, just have a variety of little yellows that are close to the yellow I want, and then I'm going to squeeze out some black. And well, I don't really think I need black as much as I need white right now. So there we go. And now we are off to a good start. I have my water and my brushes. And for now, I'm just going to start painting the background of the shoes. I don't know if this is going to be boring to you all. A lot of people come to my streams anyway. So hopefully I don't bore you to death. Hopefully you find it more or less relaxing, because, I mean, maybe if I stopped yapping, you would. I don't know. Let me know if I need to hush. You're welcome to tell me to shut up. Oh, God. And I just spilled coffee over myself. That's fine. All right. Now we can get started. And I have paper towels, of course. All right. So make sure I have the right brushes. When I paint shoes, I like to use a smaller brush because it gives me more control. And I just bought brushes the other day, I thought. Let me see if I can find them. There they are. There they are. I have a lot of brushes. I know how to clean brushes. I just don't do it. And I know that's awful as a person who wants to save money. But in the same time, same frame, I just like to have new brushes. I like the feeling of using a new brush. All right. Sorry, I'm getting situated. What's this brush? Okay. So these, they put like a little plastic thing to keep people stealing it. I don't think it keeps them from stealing the entire pack, but the individual one, sure. But it is annoying. I'm just going to cut the whole thing because it's not like I'm going to save this package. All right. Here we go. Here we go. I'm going to start with the tulip one first. I like to mix a little white just to thicken it up. And we're just doing the background for now. This might take a lot of coats because yellow tends to be a little bit more transparent than other colors. Even if you have the best quality paint out there, yellow is one of the more transparent colors. So thanks, Crayola, for that. But no, just kidding. I still love you. It's one of the reasons I mixed up a whole bunch of color, like yellows, is just to blend it all and make sure and see if it'll thicken. But usually you have to let it, I hate when there's a hair like right on the end on the brush that's like loose and completely different. I'll just like cut it a little bit, trim it. Anyway, I don't even remember what I was saying, but here we go. Just painting the background. I like to start with toes for some reason. I think it's because they're like the canvas is, and I also shoved some newspaper in there to make it more tighter up and easier to paint on. Sorry, I don't always have the best angle, but let's try. It's been a really long time since I painted shoes. I've been showing off shoes, and people are like, "Are those new?" And I'm like, "I haven't done a new pair in about a year." So I'm happy to have I have another idea for shoes, but people didn't seem very excited about that. So at least this is a new thing. So I'm gonna start with this retired crayon concept, and then I'll move on to my other idea, which was gemstones. I think if they saw that in real life with all the glitter and everything, they would think it's pretty. But when I describe it to people, they're like, "Oh," and they just seem like it's not it's not something they're excited about. Whatever, that's fine. I know that I like to let my art talk for itself sometimes. Most of the time, actually. Artist statements are annoying. I have to write one for my book that I just recently finished and am working on printing and publishing. I thankfully have a nice friend who is willing to edit my my words for me, but that doesn't mean that I don't want to make, because she's doing it for like pro bono, and I want to make her life easier. And if I don't, then I'll pay her, because maybe I'm just not born to make people's lives easier. Stop yapping, Susan. Oh my goodness. Try and change the camera angle a little bit so you can see, and I can also see, because that's dually important. There we go. It's been a long time since I streamed on a Saturday. Also, usually I'm busy, but I wanted to make time to do art, and streaming usually keeps me motivated when I know somebody's watching. I like to put on a show. Not that I'm really putting on much of a show right now. Hopefully somebody out there is entertained. Somebody, really nice person, told me, and I don't even know why I didn't think of it. Maybe it's because I don't paint my nails often, but you can use acetone to get rid of any paint that may have snuck its way onto the sole. Tried it once and it works very well. So knowing that makes me thinking that maybe one day I can try painting the soles too, because it does stay there if you don't clean it off with acetone. It's definitely very permanent. I'm also, it's one of my many aspirations to try and learn how to paint leather. I think it's just that it's the same process in terms of how I know how to paint, but it's a different process for the material, like how you prepare it mostly. But I can read up on it, but I want to try and publish the book first, and then I'll go and adventure onto a different new and different thing I've never tried before. One thing at a time. I'm not positive how long this is going to go on, but usually, and we'll see. I don't want to make any predictions because then I'll jinx myself. So we'll see how long I want to paint. And you guys are welcome to come and do what you please. And if you could just like and subscribe and tell your friends, that would be extremely helpful. I'm trying to also monetize on YouTube eventually. After TikTok was threatened to be banned, a lot of my favorite creators went over here on YouTube, and they got monetized within the day because they're so popular. But and I'm just like, how did you get monetized so fast? Because not only, I can understand if you need all the subscribers and they all subscribed over here, but you also need thousands of watch hours. Did they just come over here and watch all of her old videos? What on earth? But I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't question it. And I'm proud of myself for streaming. It's really hard work to stream. Sometimes I just don't mentally have the capacity to do it. And I'm glad I decided to do it today or sometime this month, because I was like, maybe I'm never going to stream again. But hopefully I want to try and make it a habit again. And the acetone thing works for grommets too. I used to be so careful putting around grommets, and actually you don't really even need acetone to paint to get the paint off the grommets. The grommets wipe right off, but I still just don't love the way it looks when I paint them. So basically I can just do that and not worry about it, and it'll wipe off with acetone or usually a wet paper towel. Not too bad. But at least just knowing that I have acetone in the house is good. Just as long as I don't I don't think it'll come off of the canvas because it absorbs into the material. I could be wrong, but I think it would have to be a long process to get it out of here. And that's why I like paint on canvas versus other materials, except I like wood because it does the same thing. It absorbs right into the wood. I like how I always hype up a new pair of shoes online, and I'm like, hey, I'm starting this thing today. It's going to be brand new, and it's going to be great. And if you're smart and you've watched me for a while, you're like, cool, something new. And then basically it's just me painting something one color for a while because I have to do the background. Maybe I should start with the background. But one of the things I'm doing next week is I'm going down to Gaither to a place close to me, and there's a thing called like a local artist community that I'm trying to be a part of, and they do like they have vendor opportunities and like networking and marketing events, and they want me to do like a shoe painting workshop, and I was trying to start a shoe painting project to bring to them to do on Tuesday so that they can see that I'm talented. I can wear my shoes, but they don't know for sure that I do it. So anyway, that's why I wanted to start this, and I'm happy to do it online, and then I'll finish it on Tuesday. I might even vlog a little bit about going over there. That might be fun to do. My social calendar next week is actually pretty packed, more than usual. So I might have a lot of vlogging to catch up on. I know that music would be helpful right now, but every time I try and use music, it copyrights me. So just hum along to yourselves or listen to your own music. I don't know. Even if I use non-copyrighted music, it copyrights me. I don't quite understand what's going on there, but I guess the bots are in full force on YouTube anyway. I was thinking about doing a live on TikTok. I probably still could. I can't. I brought all my phone chargers and everything with me in case I want to. I just don't like having no use of my phone, but I can't do this simultaneously on the computer. I've never figured it out. And TikTok is basically a phone-based app anyway, so I'll do it a little bit, but I don't think I'm going to do it for very long. So let me pause for just a moment so I can throw this on TikTok. Oh, awesome. Hold on. I just got a text from my friend who wants to do lunch on Thursdays, and I love Thursdays. Thursday is like my most open day. Anyway, so TikTok, and then my cousin wanted to know if I could go live. So, Jesus, that's another thing I don't like about TikTok. Okay, let's go live, shall we? Nope, not what I wanted to do at all. Okay, live. No, or do I call it something else? Why can't I just don't love the way TikTok does her lives? I'm sorry. I know that I need to get on Twitch too, but that's another one of those things that I need to figure out what my password is. I know that that's like a first world problem, but it's just things I don't really care about that much. So YouTube is my chosen My chosen platform, but I love you, TikTok, too. Let me put it. I don't know where to put it, really. It's so hard. I hate the phone sometimes. Okay, there we go. I guess. If you really want the best view, you got to come over to YouTube, everybody. I also can definitely see the comments better on YouTube. Just FYI, because I'm not always paying attention to all my devices because I'm painting. Thank you. Oh God, this is not going well. I'm trying. So when I sketch, I tend to. It doesn't look like it looks like a sketch. So then I have to fix it in paint, like exactly what size I want the crayon tip to be, stuff like that. It's just like one of those tidbits that I thought might be kind of interesting to me. Anyways, I like to hear myself talk. Have you noticed? Honestly, I don't. But that's just one of those things when I started being a content creator that I had to get used to. So it's easy for me to just yap and then get used to it. And now I kind of like it just because I feel like I say the most unhinged, ridiculous things. And it makes me happy. It just amused me personally to think about things I say. I used to be super embarrassed. So I feel like it's progress either way. It's really windy out today. My windows are shaking. Maya's being such a good kitty. She's sleeping on her little cat tree. I mean, she didn't hear her name and perk up, thankfully. So I appreciate her leaving me alone. It is this time of day where she takes her little nap in her cat tree. I can always go over it later with another coat. So I'm going to keep going on with the rest of the shoe and then go back over it with another coat. It's tempting to keep going back over my same lines, but just remind myself that I am going to have to do it again anyway, so I might as well just keep going. This yellow is actually a little bit brighter than I wanted it, so I might have to dull it down with some orange or some brown later on, but we'll see. Maybe I just need more coats. More coats for goats. To be honest, when you paint the grommets, it's actually not a big deal because then you put laces in them and nobody really notices. I notice, but it's okay. I'm not going to judge, I promise. I might just judge my own work mostly. So my dollhouse projects are kind of on the back burner because I am trying to publish a book, but shoes are never on the back burner. This is where I started, so I like to do shoes really, and they also just don't take as long as dollhouses do. But I do like to have dollhouses. I want to have something made new by May 10th because I'm going to do a local craft fair that day. So it's a nice little table decoration. So I'm going to work on something. It's either going to be my big green castle, or it's going to be. I also bought another house, just like the one I did for the haunted house. So this is May, but early May. So we might want to do something like springtime. I already have stuff I bought for like a hedge maze type of design, but I don't know. We'll see. I was sort of thinking about a fairy garden type of house, something like that. All these birdhouses here are also excellent for that type of thing. I just need to get myself together and actually work on it. But one thing at a time, like I said earlier. But yeah, the houses that I put on my table, they definitely attract a lot of attention. So always good to have something vertical to attract attention from the general public. And then I get more followers that way because they want to know how I did it on YouTube. So, and TikTok, sometimes I put it on TikTok, but usually it's mostly YouTube. And because it's easier to edit. And then, anyway, it's hard to explain why, but that's why. And so I have not forgotten my big green castle, which looks like an Emerald City type of thing right now. Just so everybody who came to watch that, because that was the last live I did, I think, was when I painted my castle. And everybody's like, what are you going to do with this big green monster? And I have ideas. I just sort of started working on other things, but I have not forgotten. Can't possibly forget it's on my table. Heels are so, I don't know. It's hard to paint heels on lives because I have to angle it so I don't mess up, and it's hard to angle it. Sorry. Not trying to make it so nobody can see anything. I'm almost ready to flip the shoe over. I'm using Fire Paint for now. Just the base coat is going to be Fire Paint. One of the fun things about Fire Paint is that it has, for some reason, Tulip especially has its own like shimmery type of quality to it. So you can't really see it until you look really super up close and personal, but it's there. So anyway, these are, in case you just joined me, this is, I'm doing, where did my box go? I'm doing a nod to retired crayons that Crayola put out. Let me show TikTok real quick. Doing the retired crayon pack, and I'm doing all the colors of the retired crayons that Crayola just re-released for 2025. So this is me painting the background, which is going to be a nice, healthy yellow, a la the box of crayons is always yellow and green. If anybody wants to know what Crayola's favorite color is, you just look inside a box of crayons. It's very obvious. Do I have one here? I think I do. Hold on. Unfortunately, it's not in order, but there's like so much green in here. You have no idea. Just tons of green. Green is Crayola's favorite color for sure. Oh gosh. I just put my boxes in order, but then but when you use them, you don't want to put it in order. You just put it back. I don't know. When I color and paint, it's sort of like I get to be very disorganized because I just throw things as I continue to be very creative, and nothing ever gets to be in order. I need to hire somebody that's like OCD enough to put everything back for me. I'm an ADHD type of creator. This line here represents, on the crayon boxes, there are always that triangle thing. So in case I'll show TikTok, that is what that line's for. Oh, did I? I don't know. There's like a spot on my computer screen, and I was just like, whoa, did I mess up? I did not. These Vans tags, they make me nuts. I need my friend Elizabeth, who knows how to sew, to teach me how to get those things out of there because they make me so mad. But I mean, I love the brand offers me a lot of opportunities to get nice shoes painted and done, and I'm grateful for that because I don't really Converse are okay, but I prefer Vans because there's more of a surface to paint on. But the tag just gets so much in the way. But I guess it's nothing compared to the Converse stupid rubber star thing. A lot of people prefer to wear Converse. I get it. And I can paint them. I have before. It's just so annoying. It just makes me so mad that they're like, we're Converse. Please don't mistake us for anything else. Here's a big rubber star in the middle of your entire painting surface to make sure that you remember it. One time I did it and like I bejeweled the star because I did Taylor Swift shoes for my friend Max, and I just put like rhinestones right over top of that star. So take that, Converse. My coffee's cold, but it's fine. I'll make some more in a second. I just want to paint over the crayon shape. I mean, it doesn't matter. I could always draw it back in, but I prefer not to. I like to have my plans and then alter on them as soon as I figure out that it's not going to work. But until then, let me just try and work on this first. I think it's going to work though. Everything can be fixed in paint. These aren't the best quality brushes. I got them from Walmart, so I don't think I should be surprised. But I like to buy these tulip brushes, but I didn't see them this time that I went to Walmart. Oh well. Maybe I just need a smaller one. It's an idea, but let me finish this first, then I'll go and get a smaller one. piece of a brush with paint on it just flicked. That's fine. They said it's spring forward today, but I don't. Oh no, it's not today. It's tomorrow. Huh. No wonder I was like, I don't feel any difference. Today is Saturday, everybody. I know it looks really rough right now, but I promise it's gonna get better. Just doing a little underpainting. A lot of people ask me why I don't do the underpainting first on the entire shoe, and I should. Short answer is I don't think about it. I think about the design first, and then I think about, because sometimes I don't even know what color I'm gonna make the shoe until I know what the design is, and or I don't know what the background is until I paint the foreground. Is that I know that makes zero sense, but that's literally how my brain works. So can't help it. Sorry. I guess it's because the foreground is the most interesting part, usually, mostly, it's supposed to be. And I want the background to reflect the foreground. And so it's hard for me to decide what color the background is going to be first. So that's the best way I can describe what I'm thinking here. Shoot, sorry. TikTok can't see anything. I apologize. There you go. It's not like anybody's in there. That's why, because nobody can see anything. Oh, that's my new one. I don't want my new. Did I not open my new one? I thought I opened it. Oh, I did. It is open. I just didn't think about it. Okay. There we go. More fabric paint, please. There we go. All right. We're almost there. The background for this shoe is almost done. And then I have to run off and do another shoe. Where did I put my brush? Oh, there it is. There it is. Sometimes it's good just to, pro tip, look at the camera if you're doing streaming and you can't find something, because sometimes it's on the camera. It's on the screen. I might do a part 2 today. Depends on how much creative energy I have. But I do kind of feel like, so one thing I was going through a bunch of meeting last night, and there were a lot of lulls and pauses where we had to wait for people, and I finished my entire inventory of all the ring pop Burstone stickers that I'm gonna have printed soon. I want to print them before the Blair Fair on May 10th, and I was just like, wow, I finished all those. And now I'm like, okay, well, why don't I do more stickers? Because I need to update my sticker inventory anyway. and it's springtime, and I actually don't have like a very standard butterfly sticker. I have one with a moon in the back, and that confuses a lot of people, including myself. I don't know why I did that, but I would like to make one that's a monarch. I love monarch butterflies, and just I'd also like to do like a I forget what the technical actual scientific name for them is, but the blue butterflies, and so I'm gonna do a couple butterflies. I have plenty of flowers. I just don't have, and I like butterflies. Most people do, so I think I'll do some of those. And I'd like to do a sunflower one, I think. Do some springtime designs, something new, something fresh and new. I have roses though, tons. I have two rose designs. I think I might. There's a lot of animals, but I think I need more dogs in my inventory. Unfortunately, I don't have enough dogs. So I am taking suggestions for dog models. If anybody has a nice dog that they think would make a good sticker, welcome to it. The only reason I don't like to do dogs, and it's not because I don't like dogs. I love dogs, trust me. But dogs, if there's anything I've learned from selling at crafters, is that people will buy something if it looks like their dog. And not just a dog in general, not usually. And dogs don't all look the same. They have many, many breeds. Now, cats don't all look the same either, but all cats have the general cat face shape versus like a German Shepherd looks completely different than a pug and like stuff like that. So that's one of the reasons I don't invest in it, because what if I order all these pug things and people are like, I don't like pugs. And then like I don't want to be discriminating against other breeds, because like I know a lot of people that like French bulldogs, but I'm not a big French bulldog person, but like that doesn't mean that I'm a bad person. And I just feel like there's got to be somebody else out there that's like, ew, French bulldogs. Anyway, I don't make enough money to invest in one single breed of dog, but I am so far open for commissions forever. I would do anybody's dog if you would like, that's fine. And I'll use it as an example. I don't know how to I don't like to bank on one dog breed. And that's why I don't do dogs. It's not because I don't want to. I do want to. I just need. Anyway, that's my dog speech that nobody asked for. I did one coat on this. I'm going to let it dry for a little bit, do the other coat on the other shoe, and then I'll either do one more coat or I'll just get bored and do some wooden ones. It all depends on what I want to do. Depends on my mood. You know how I mean? So this one, I always do a different. It's never the same pattern on both shoes. That's how I work. So like, I used to do it, but I don't like to do mirror images. For one thing, it's hard for me to draw the same thing twice. So this side has a focus on like 4 crayons, but there's 8 released. So this one is smaller. This one's big. I don't know. If I look at it, I maybe would have done it differently, but as long as all the crayons are on there, I just didn't want to put the Crayola logo on there because it's not officially licensed, and I respect the company too much to do that to them. And also, I just of all cease and desist letters that I could possibly get, if I got one from Crayola, I think would break my heart. So this is one of the reasons why I just don't want to get sued. So anyway, I'm doing crayons, but no logos, not yet. I'm doing the wave though, which is I think patented by Crayola, but I'm not positive. It definitely means it's authentic. At least that's what I've told all of my followers in the past when I talk about my Crayola collection. This one has a little bit more space to paint the background on. It's good. It's weird though. I just thought it'd be the other way around, but it's not. That's okay. All right, so I lost my followers on TikTok, so I think I'm going to stop that live because I don't like not having access to at least one of my. Jesus. It's a lot of likes, though. Appreciate that. There's a lot of likes here on YouTube, too. I like you guys liking things. Appreciate it. Thank you. it's hard to just do it simultaneously. So I'd rather just do a one TikTok one YouTube one, stuff like that. But I've never. It's been a long time since I did an Instagram one, but I don't. We'll see. Something to think about, I guess. Be ironic if I ended up being able to monetize on TikTok, but we won't go there. Gosh, nobody needs to see my stomach. Anybody likes Starbucks? There's a thing called a turkey Danish or something. Turkey sage Danish, I think. Anyway, delicious. I thought it was just like a fall release, and I was sad when I was like, oh, that menu's gone. It's so good. It's still there. I love it. It's so delicious. There's not a lot of savory dishes out there, and I think we should change that. And I appreciate Starbucks stepping up to the plate. That, I believe, is cat hair. Thanks a lot. She's not even over here. How do these things happen? Come here. Get off. I'm going to get another brush soon. I already said that, but I'm getting frustrated. I know I just took the tip off of that crayon, but I'll fix it. I just needed to. I don't know why I did it, but I did. I didn't like the way it was just hanging on by a thread, the design. I wanted to round it off, and that's why I did that. I guess. I'm sure it makes sense to. I don't care if it really makes sense to anybody. It makes sense to me. Okay, so I'm going to leave the crayon tucked into this seam here. But if I want to extend it later, I will. Right there. Oh, jeez, sorry. I'm sorry, camera. day after I finish my stream, I think I'm going to finish my book. It's a library book that I love. I'm convinced it was written for me. What's it called? Real Life and Other Fictions. And whoever wrote it, her name is Susan Call, but whoever she is, she must have grown up around here. She has to have. I think it's local. The author's local. The only thing I don't like about it is that she said Huntington and she is referring to Huntington, West Virginia. She said it was in Ohio. Now, let me tell you, it's very close to Ohio. It is. But it is not in Ohio. I would like to research before I criticize her because I like everything else about that book. But because maybe Ohio, like maybe it was like gerrymandered into West Virginia. I don't know. But as far as I know, as long as I've been alive, it's been Huntington, West Virginia, not Huntington, Ohio. So, and then I guess I could also look and see if there's a Huntington, Ohio. But I think she really does mean the Huntington, West Virginia one. The book was almost perfect until she said that. I'll have to look, but I don't know. Other than that, I feel like the book entirely was written for me. There's so many, it's just really well written. So I encourage everybody to go. I got it from the library, but I think you can also get it super cheap. I also have it on Audible so I can listen to it while I drive. And I'm sure, I don't know if it's on Kindle Unlimited or not, but it's paperback, so go check out that book, everybody. If you guys like the Mothman, it's about the Mothman too. I like the Mothman. I want to go to the festival this year. I'm gonna make some plans. I think I have to remember when it is. I think it's in the summer or the early fall, something like that. I wonder, that book actually might be in the Mothman store. It should be if it's not, because she definitely makes a lot of references to it. The entire town of Point Pleasant, West Virginia. All right, hang on a second. Somebody's at my door for some ridiculous reason.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
No problem.
All right. She said she got the wrong door. Okay. Woke my cat up. No worries. That's my fierce protector. I'm gonna open up this. Took that opportunity to get me a drink. It's Waterloo, everybody. I'm such a millennial. I'm like, somebody's at the door for some ridiculous reason. That's not what other people would say. Boomers would be like, wait, who's at the door? excited about painting this strawberry I found at Joann's. I thought I was going to keep it and put it in my door, but I think I'm going to send it to one of my former bosses because she has a thing about strawberries, and I just think she'd like it. It lights up. So it's one of those other unfinished wood projects I'd like to do. I think her birthday is coming up, or at least her daughter's birthday is, so that'd be fun. Her daughter's going to be turning 4 this year, so it might be cute to put in her room. I think so. Here, let me show you what it is. You guys are like, what strawberry? That's strawberry. Hold on. That's the strawberry. See about painting that soon. I'm almost done with the base coat. I don't like to waste paint, so I might use some of this paint while it's all drying because I don't think the other shoe's dry yet either. I'm going to use it on some of this unfinished wood stuff that I need to paint because I don't want it just to sit here anymore. Don't know what's going to be yellow, but I'll think about it. Actually, maybe I should not waste it on the unfinished wood stuff because I need it for the shoes. So that's an idea too. But anyway. I'm painting the grommets. I don't normally do that. This brush is not very good quality, and I know from experience that you can wipe off grommets pretty easily, so, or I'll just leave it there. I don't know. You can't really tell when you lace it up, so it doesn't really matter. The soles, that matters. But that you can remove the paint with acetone, so that's something to think about. This paint color, the other one that I squirted out that's darker yellow, it's closer to the color I wanted, but I'm still going to use the fabric paint as a base. I try hard not to paint the trim because if you do, you have to paint it all the way around. Or at least that's how I think, but I guess you don't have to, but I just like to have a trim. Anyway. I paint on the toes for some reason, but not on the outside because it takes longer. It's more complicated. You have to do it inside and out of the shoe, make sure it's even. That's why I don't do it. Have to get smaller brushes to drive me nuts. Okay. I'm about to hit my wit's end with this brush. Give me a second. I gotta find them. That's not bad. There's several brushes, but I'm very picky. Hold on a second. There we go. Some of my old standards are here. Got it. All right, I'm back. Oh, geez, I almost fell off my chair. It's fine. The cushion shifted a little. Ah, so now the cushion fell. All right. Here we go. It's much smaller. If anybody would like to hear a little bit more about my book, I don't mind talking about it because I feel like this is a perfect opportunity since everybody's sort of a sitting duck, including myself. Sorry, just my breathing is not great right now. Anyway, I am making, it's a coloring book that you can also journal in. It has a calendar timeline. And so my motivation for that is basically when I have something to look forward to just as a person, somebody with mental health challenges, and just somebody who, I don't know, I would say just a person, an artist, whatever. I always feel better just knowing that there's something to look forward to. So that's why I put it on a calendar timeline, but it's not quite a planner because a planner is just completely blank. Nothing, like it lets you do it yourself, which is good in its own little art. But I find it personally depressing when like all you're writing in your little planner that's just so pretty and happy is that, oh, I'm going to work on this day at this time, going to work. And I wanted people who want to journal and keep time and like talk about what they're doing in their lives. I wanted them to also reflect and like be inspired by stuff that's something to look forward to. So like it took me a long time. I thought really hard about the seasons and the months and like what does August remind you of? What does like May remind you of? And it's harder than you think it is because there's always the holidays, but I actually really tried not to make it around the holidays because holidays don't necessarily, not everybody celebrates the same holiday. So I tried to make it about the season and stuff you think about during the season. So for example, in August, I kind of think about heat, like hot weather. And a lot of people are like, oh, ice cream, let's go for ice cream. And ice cream is not a religious thing or like a holiday necessarily. So I put like a bunch of popsicles that you can color, and I put it specifically in after the month of August. So like people have something to look forward to. This is what I'm trying to write a statement about in my book, but it's coming out like this, exactly like this, like all garbled up, but hopefully I'll be able to make it concise enough and pretty enough so I can put that, because it's the last thing I really have to do before I start to print. And so hopefully that'll work out. And I hope that makes sense to somebody and other people think the same way that I do, because I don't know, when I see like a journal that's just blank pages, unless I'm like super into know exactly what I want to say every day, which I can't imagine. The people that do that, I admire you, but I am not that person. And so sometimes I'll see like a pretty new journal with blank pages and I'll be like, oh God, this is really intimidating. And I don't want to like write something stupid because I'll ruin the entire book. So therefore there's something completely blank. Every single page has something you could also color on it. And maybe you'll be inspired to write based on what you're coloring, or maybe you won't. Maybe you'll just color it and be done. And that's perfectly fine. Okay. That's also perfectly okay with everybody. There are no rules. Perfectly okay with me as the artist and perfectly okay in general. No rules, just fun and games and happiness and relaxation. So that is where I was going with that. Hopefully it'll be published and sold to the right people or the wrong people. I don't care. But hopefully somebody will see the same value in it, or more. Even more would be better if they see, like, if they get something out of it that I didn't even think about. That's also amazing. And hopefully it helps people. So that is what I'm doing. That's what I've been doing. And that's why I haven't really been streaming or doing too many painting videos, is because I've been working on that. So apologies, but I definitely poured a lot of my heart into that. So like there's paintings around here and shoes that I've done that I'm extremely proud of, but that I'm like happy with, but I wouldn't say that I'm as proud of that as I am of this book. So hopefully it touches other people's lives as well. And with that, I'm done with the base coat of the background painting of the shoes. So yay for that. What I'm going to do now is go back over the first shoe and make sure it's like the rich yellow color that I want. Let the other one dry. Try not to yap so much. If anybody has any questions or anything you want to talk to me about, you're welcome to just put it in the chat room. And there's like a chat right there. You're welcome to just comment something so I don't talk about nothing and you're like, what's wrong with you? It's another reason streaming is hard work. Like you're talking to yourself. You're talking to other people too. But I think it's hard to just sit here and come up with things to say. Hopefully I'm entertaining enough. So now that I'm going over the base painting, it's getting to be better, like the more the rich color that I wanted. And I thought that might happen. When I started painting, I was like, this really isn't the right yellow, but maybe I need to go over it again because yellow is kind of a transparent color. So maybe just like give it some time and go back over it and see where it is, and then change the color if you have to, but don't mess it up as you go along because it could be orange and you're like, wait, that's not what I wanted. I've taken to watching movies from my childhood. I was going to say old movies, but I didn't want to do that. So movies from my childhood while I work on stuff, and it's been fun. Movies that you don't even think about. Like, I mean, everybody thinks about like cartoon movies and Disney movies, but like Sister Act, the original one, that made a pretty decent impact on me when I was a kid. I just musically, not like I'm not a Catholic, but like, I don't know. My mom really likes Whoopi Goldberg, and like, I was allowed to watch it, and I was younger than PG-13 is suggested, and I don't know. It was like something that my mom and I like to watch together. My mom and my aunt and I like to watch together, and it's just something I thought about. So I watched that, and that was fun. That's on Disney Plus. I like how I lost one of the people watching. Hopefully, it's not because I said I'm not a Catholic, but I'm really not a Catholic. I can enjoy Catholic-ish movies without being a Catholic, I promise. I might get the grommets yellow this time around. I don't usually do that, but I think it might look nice. Because when you're a Crayola, you like to be as colorful as possible, right? Without making your life difficult. And then that's what I'm going to do for this Vans tag that just drives me insane. So whatever, you're colorful now. The end. So Elizabeth, she can take it out. Might be easier for me. I don't like to though, because there's a lot of people that are brand loyal just like me, and so when they find out that I paint Vans, they're like, ooh, I like Vans. I like the way Vans fit me. I like Vans shoes, and so that's one of the reasons I like to keep the logos, but it's right here on the inside as well. See? Don't have to be annoying about it. I'm not joking. I mean, I'm joking about why people come and go. You're more than welcome to come and go. You don't have to sit here and stare at me all day long. I completely understand that I'm not always the most interesting entertainer, but I do appreciate all of your support. Appreciate you stopping by. If you know anybody that might like this also, please send them my link. Send them my way. Just link them to my page. That would be helpful. I sell on Etsy as well as in person, and I'm working. I'm not necessarily. I want to say I'm working on a website, but I'm not. I have ideas of making a website. I just don't currently. It's not my. It's not number one in my creative career right now, but it should be. I just want to. Honestly, I just want to hire somebody else to do it. I just don't know. But maybe that's when I'll do that. That'll be like my thing to do once my book sells. If my book sells like 20 copies, then I'll pay somebody to make me a website. Is that a decent deal? Hopefully. I know there are sites out there that say you can do it by yourself, and God, it just takes so much time. I think about like how Etsy, like it's not hard to do Etsy, but like they want you to be as detailed as possible for all your listings. I get it, but I can't just slap something up there. Like I could slap up like an Instagram picture or like a graphic that I made one time and be done. There's all kinds of little details to fill in, and that's what I feel like happens with a website, and that's why I want somebody else to do it for me. So if anybody is like tech savvy enough and wants, just tell me what the price is, and we'll work something out. Hopefully. So I'm not gonna, the crayon was being bent at the end and I didn't like that. So, because I don't always, sometimes I just felt, it doesn't matter why, but I'm not going to sit there and stare at a bent crayon. So I covered it up with my yellow and I'll go back over it when I'm ready to start the foreground. Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, will probably likely not be today. Well, we'll see. I might do a part 2, so I'll have to think about it. Or I can always do a video, a little short about this. I wanted to do the foreground at the place on Tuesday, so I'm just FYI, but I do kind of, I need to think about getting something to lug my paint around, and I'll think about that one. Besides, I don't know. I hate to buy anything just to save face, but I kind of want to, just to look nice. Is that weird? Yeah, that's not financially sound. I have plenty of bags around here I can work with. And a wagon that I still need to put together. So one side looks better. So I have to do this side now. Smaller brush is so much easier, just so much better. Makes me feel like I'm actually getting stuff done versus just sitting here being frustrated the entire time with the low quality. This is a Tulip fabric paint brush. Crayons are not supposed to be that pointy. They're supposed to be a little bit flatter on top, but I'll fix it later. I'll fix it right now. What the hell? There you go. Nice and flat. Unless you stick them in a crayon sharpener, for some reason they get really pointy. I always just like, why does it look like that? It's not like what it looks like in the factory. I have some ideas of things I want to do soon. Because of the retired crayon release, I think I want to go back to Easton, Pennsylvania and look at the store because I'm sure they have many, many, many exclusives. But that's another little treat for myself once I sell, like, let's say $100. I don't know. We'll see. Depends on how long they're going to let this release go because I know it's limited time. See if I can get my friend Jenny to go with me. She lives in New York now, so maybe she'll go. I don't doubt there's going to be like a promo with a mascot thing or whatever. We'll see what happens, but I'm pretty sure they are just getting started. I have no doubt. At least that's what I think. I could be wrong. What if it's just the release? I don't know. We'll find out. It'd be helpful. It'd be nice if it was like something bigger though, like mascotish, photo ops, stuff like that. Sorry, I know y'all can't see. It's hard to paint heels on camera. She looks much better though. Much more vibrant. Yep. That one does. Ready for this one. So when I finish these, I'm gonna use them as part of my videos to, when I go searching for the rest of the Crayola collection, the new retired release. So I'm gonna wear my Crayola hoodie, which I need a new one. That's like another reason to go to the Crayola Experience store at least. And then also I like to look nice and walk around and search for things. Sometimes when you wear something that says the name of the product, people think that you're important. I had an NBC shirt once at a bar, and people were like, "Do you work for NBC?" And I really should have said yes. It would have been great. Things I would have gotten. Maybe I would have like videoed it and then like taken it to NBC and be like, "Oh yeah, you work for us now. Let's do a reality show." So almost done with the base. I mean, this is my second coat of the background color. Next thing I'm probably going to do is put green on it for the triangle part of the Crayon box. It's hard because shoes are not rectangular objects, so I have to sort of be inventive, creative. I didn't know I was supposed to be creative. Somebody in my art class when I was in high school said that, and my teacher put it on the board, and it was funny. But yeah, it's definitely getting to be the color that I wanted for. It's a little. It looks lighter on camera, but in person it doesn't. But if it's still, I'll have to let it dry again. If it's still too light, I'll add a little bit of orange to it. Just a bit. Mm-hmm. All right, we're getting there. See how I need to do the heel, and then we should be done with the background color. Hooray! I've been drawing my iPad so often that I started sketching out these crayons by hand with a pen on the shoe, and I would like hold it, the pen, and expect the line to straighten out. And I was like, oh, it doesn't work like that in real life. Whoopsies. That's what happens. All right, we're almost done. Looks like a bumblebee. I wonder if I think about going Crayola shopping today, or at least looking for it. I might try Staples. But if I go to Staples, I want to get some stuff printed. We'll see. Michael's or Staples are both. Sometimes they tend to be right next to each other weirdly. So, anyway, that is the yellow background I was trying to achieve, which I have done. I think it might be easy to do green on this shoe. Let's see if I can go green. What color green are we talking about here? So, Crayola, every box is designed with 2 colors of green. I used to think it was 3, but it's 2. So let's start with the dark green, like a dark foresty green. Prefer to start with fire paint, like I explained earlier. I'm not positive I have enough, but I'll work on it. Let's see what I can do. This is not dark enough, but I want to start with it as a base coat, and then I'll go back over with something darker. So that's what I'm going to do first. All right, because fire paint is water-based and non-toxic, so it has its own sealer in it. So I prefer to start with that and build on it with highlights of other different types of paint, because I like fire paint. All right. I know I just did this one. I shouldn't, but this was, no, I didn't. This was the other one. All right. So I will start with the green on this side. Yeah, it's not the right color in the slightest, but I want to it's just giving me a guideline of where to put the green. I want to do it on the other side, but I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see if I have space. I could also put it on the sides to make it more interesting. I might do that actually. So this is where I wanted to put it. Yeah, I saved some space in between the crayons. Hold on. A little bit outside the lines. Whoopsies. Whoopsies. Alright. So this, I think I need a little more yellow. A little bit of yellow. Is that the crayon? Yes. Nice. Shall we start a crayon? Perhaps. Perhaps. Color should we start? I have mint. I mean, a green already got here, so I kind of like to do a mint. Let's see how. Shall we do it in rainbow order? That's an idea, but I don't think I will for all of them. I'll do it for that one. Just reminding myself that this color is not permanent, this green. So maybe I could do it in rainbow order. So I would do orange, red, dandelion, lemon yellow, mint green. And the reason why I want to remind that that's not permanent is that it might blend in a little bit. Or I could do orange, red, lemon yellow, dandelion, lemon yellow, mint green, blizzard blue, violet blue, mulberry red. I just don't like to do that. Hold on, I have to think about these things. Because these two crayons overlap, I don't want them to be colors that don't go together, or at least don't complement each other. So I would like it to be dandelion blizzard blue back there, but I'm a little nervous because dandelion would blend in so well with the background color. So let's do, we do magic mint and orange red. It's not too bad. Do that. Let's do magic mint first. Do some white and some green. I need to change out my tablecloth soon. I have a shamrocky one. I just haven't put it on yet because of all the stuff on my table. So we're doing like a pseudo magic mint. This is not the actual color. Just sort of doing a baseline. And thankfully, I know what crayons look like, so I don't care. I don't even know why I drew all the details about the wrapper and shit. I know how to do it. But anyway, it's fine. Might be a little bit too late. Kind of like the Magic Man next to the darker green too. It's nice. I didn't think I would like it, but I do. So what did I say? Magic Man orange red, got it. But I might, like I said, I don't like to waste paint. So I might hold off on orange red for a little bit. Just use my Magic Mint as many places as I want it to be. Alright, so that crayon is more or less what I like to say mapped out. It's not, it's just like a stick of color. I'm going to add the details later. So if we have measurement, so I made sure it's 8 on here, so measurement orange red. So therefore, what am I going to do back here with these two? I don't want to put idea on the side. I think I've already decided I'd rather put it like right here because it doesn't blend over the background right there, not as much. Same with lemon yellow. But lemon yellow, I think I could handle being on the side with, I don't know. I'll think about that. Let's do a lemon yellow real quick. I think it should be on the side, but I don't really think it should be on the side because it's going to be too much of a blendy thing. But the only reason I want to make a lemon yellow or a dandelion is because I have this stuff. I don't know. Hold on, let me put that to the side for a second because I'm not. It always takes longer to do a new design, and I've never actually done it where I streamed exactly what I was doing, my thought process of it. So that's cool. You guys get to see that. I'm just gonna do another coat of this yellow right there. So that's all 8. I was thinking about doing that in rainbow order for sure. Because those aren't really on top of each other. So therefore, should we do mulberry? I think we should do orange red first. Orange red, dandelion, lemon yellow, Magic Mint. Orange red, dandelion, lemon yellow, Magic Mint. Sorry, I had to go back over it. Remember. You know, I'd love to know sometime. I guess I'll ask Jenny if she can research it, or I'll try and research it. Is how do they figure out what so people put their crayon boxes in rainbow order sometimes. I never do, but they don't come in rainbow order. They come in the order that Crayola puts them in. So how do they know what order to put them in? Like, is it a science behind it? Is it like a complementary color thing, or do they just like throw them in there? Because I think it's always the same. I'm not positive. I'll have to ask somebody about that. It's actually a really good question for my group. So that is Magic Mint. Details to come soon. Now, something else I'm kind of a snob about when I paint Crayolas is that the wrapper is always lighter than the actual crayon. I don't care who you are. It's absolutely true. It's never the same. So for that reason, I want to make the Magic Mint color a little bit richer than maybe it actually is. Because I don't want it to just look like white, because the wrapper is pretty much white. All right. So now Magic Mint is on both. I'm trying to get 2 hours out of this. I don't want to overdo it, but I also don't want to underdo it. I'm going to do another coat of this green. Not only because it needs another coat, but because I want to shapen up the crayon a little bit. Oh, jeez, almost dropped it. Not that it matters. I just don't want it on the carpet. So there's that. Okay, so now I want to try and mix up a yellow since I have the yellows out here. This yellow might be a decent lemon yellow. This one right here. But I'm going to need a lot of white. Lemon yellow is really bright. I wonder if I could use like a neon paint for this one, because that's what it comes out as. When I did my swatch, there's it's actually very, very neon, so I'll have to go track down a neon yellow somewhere that I have in my house. Put that on top. When I do neons, I usually do it last, very much like the glitter that I do, because it's more thin than any, like, and it helps if you have a background color like white to make the neon pop. So that's probably what I'm gonna do. So otherwise, it's just gonna blend right into the background. But I'm glad I'm getting like the base lines down. Neat. Lemon yellow. Let's do a dandelion. But I think I'd like it to be darker than the background, if possible. And I might just do like one coat for now until I figure out what I want to do. Because the background might have to be either that or I'll put like an outline here or something. Dandelion Crayon Girl is a creator that is on TikTok and only collects dandelion crayons in that color. And I just don't understand like why she'd be so upset because that is dandelion. Like the boxes are dandelion. It never really quite went away. I'm just kidding though. It was a really good color. Very rich. One of my favorites. I guess I could put, think about it. I could always put green over here somewhere as like I could just expand this green line. It's an idea so it wouldn't blend in so much. Because that's no doubt the right color for the crayon box. I think I've always had yellow shoes for Crayola, but it just makes so much sense to me. I don't have very many other yellow shoes. Maybe it won't blend as much when I have the wrapper on and everything. That's just an idea. I shouldn't be so worried. I know I can work it out. But you see how I was using the acrylic versus the fabric paint and it just doesn't work as well when you do it as a first coat. I just was worried about it not being the right color, but I could have used orange. But I did not want to open up a new bottle of paint. I'm leaving that outline there so I can remember where it is. I don't want it to blend in too much. So I'm going to do it on this side too. Just the dandelion right next to the green. I think that's probably the best idea. really windy. It seems like it's going to be cold outside today. I have zero desire to go outside. So I'm working on Dandelion on that side for the toe. I'm trying not to, because Dandelion is just very close to what the color of the box is, so I try not to let it blend in too much. I will introduce some orange to make it stand out a little bit, but at the moment I just didn't feel like opening another paint bottle, specifically because I'm about to end the stream in about 2 minutes. But I do appreciate you all stopping by. If you like the content, make sure you like and subscribe and follow on Instagram and Facebook and pretty much every place, including here. I'm just Sue's Inspiration, but on TikTok. I don't know who took my name, but I am Sue's Inspiration Art. So that's there. Could have been me who took my name for all I know. I don't know. But it's fine. I'm doing social media thing. I'm working on the book. I expect that book to be at least in print by April. And my original goal was August to have it available on Etsy, but considering the way things are moving now, I think it's might be moving up that date pretty soon. So that's good. And so I'm enjoying my art career, but of course, any little thing helps. So if you're ever interested in commissioning me for anything, shoes, portraits, pet portraits mostly. I don't usually do people. I work from pictures though, so it's not completely out of the question. But there's that, or just anything. You be the judge. Whatever you want to do, just go head on over to my Etsy, or you can head on over to my social media and send me a message, and I will 100% be able to work with you. I would love to work with you actually. Just let me know what you think you need or what you're looking for, and we'll work something out. It'll be fun. I think it'll be fun anyway. But anyway, you know what else was fun? This stream was really fun. But I'm going to end it here. And like I said, thank you so much for stopping by. And if you know anybody that might like something that I do, then send them my way, because I like people that like things that I like. All right. Have a nice afternoon, everybody. Bye.